Acknowledge that the Lester B. Pearson School Board is located on the unceded territory of the Kanien'kehá:ka people. Lester B. Pearson School Board honors, recognizes, and respects that the Kanien'kehá:ka people as the traditional stewards of the lands and the waters on which we meet today, and recognizes that this land has long served as a site of meeting and exchanges amongst people.
So at this point, we don't usually start with some talks, but this is a very special show, so I'm going to ask the students, if they wouldn't mind, I want you to get comfortable for just a couple of minutes, so you can sit down, please. You did that so quietly. I hope that tradition continues the whole show long. Yay. So welcome to everyone. I know for some of you it's your last St. Edmund musical theater production, as you have grade 6 kids. It's so exciting. So I just wanted to kind of situate everyone as to how this show came to be. These kids and myself and our school have kind of been on a journey for the last 3 years or so. It started when you might remember the Tragically Hip kind of stuff we did 3 years ago. And before Gord Downey passed away, he published his project, The Secret Path. And that kind of set us on a path to learn about Indigenous history and culture. Through music. For me, as a music teacher, one of the things I think is the most special and important about music is its ability to ignite people, to ignite social activism. I had to write some things down. And protest music. That's something I always want to pass on to my students. Personally, I learned about residential schools you okay? Okay. As a 30-year-old, I was sitting in a master's level class at McGill. And they started talking about residential schools, and I didn't know what they were talking about. And I felt very ignorant and disempowered. And frankly, I didn't feel very smart. So I went home that night, and I started to do research, and I learned about residential schools. And I went into my class the next day, and I said, we're not doing the regular stuff today. We're going to talk about residential schools, because I don't want you to ever feel how I felt at 30 years old, not knowing my country's history. So with that, this year we've had a really special year. We started with a blanket exercise. We've been working with McGill, with Mindy Carter, and some of her associates at McGill through doing a project studying Indigenous culture and raising awareness around Indigenous history. So this play was written by your kids. So each class was responsible for one scene. Following the blanket exercise, we picked some themes, and each class wrote a scene. Having 25 kids write a scene is an interesting activity, I will tell you that. Lots of negotiation, and it went so well, though. I'm so proud of what they've come up with. I should also say that we had an original song, which you'll notice when it happens. In terms of what the students are wearing, I just wanted everyone to know that the students who are dressed, the actors, in all black with the medicine wheel, like you see there, are representing Indigenous people. So they're acting as Indigenous people in our play. And then all of the singers, we've worked with some great Indigenous partners. One is Barbara Daibo, who is a Mohawk dancer, and she taught the grade 6s their choreographies. She had the idea of our kids making their own regalia, like special clothing, representing something in nature that they appreciate and that they like, they find special. So that's, yeah, you guys could hold them up. That's what they were wearing, that they created themselves. So, I think that I'm almost done. Yeah, thank you. Finally, I'll just say that we wanted our play to not add to the misinformation that's been learned in our country about Indigenous history for so many years. So we did reach out to partners. So we've been working with an elder, Tom Deerhouse. We've been working with Lisa Beyer, also from St. Columba House. And we have here tonight a throat singer, Nina Segalowitz, who is also with us tonight. And I'm going to actually ask Lisa and Tom to come to the stage and just say a few words before we start our show.
Can everybody see me? Hello, everybody. Glad to be here. It was back in December that I came with Lisa, my old friend, and new friend Mindy, and her helper to do that exercise. And I had no idea it would lead to something like this. So I give credit to, first of all, the students grade 5 and 6, and Ms. Jennifer for reflection on that and to learn more. And in my job as a counselor, I've learned to listen a lot. of any, especially children, young ones that want to listen even more attentively to the questions and to their responses to different things, because there's a lot of lessons of teaching, and sometimes the children teach me. Even if you teach an old dog new tricks, it's funny how that works. So I'm looking forward to the show and hope you enjoy it.
I just want to say I feel very privileged and very blessed to be here. When we spent time with the kids at the blanket exercise and we did the reflection afterwards, the questions and the insights these young people had just blew me away. They could teach a lot of us elders many, many things about what it means to be an authentic community. So I'm really looking forward to what you guys put together, and thank you so much for the invite and to be part of this learning and community.
Children, gather around. It's time for storytelling. Oh, I love storytelling. What's the story about today, Grandfather? Well, let's start in the beginning, the story of creation. Then you'll know where our land came from, the amazing Turtle Island.
That's exciting. Let's get started. This is so boring. Let's just get it over with.
Storytelling is such an important part of our culture. I know in time you'll come to appreciate it. In the beginning, in the world we know now, there was no land, only water and creatures of the sea. But up above, there was a place called Yarumyage, the Sky World. The beings who lived in the Sky World were much like us, but more strength and powers. One day, Sky Woman wanted seeds from the root of the Tree of Life. As she and her husband Sky Chief were digging the roots, suddenly the tree fell through the ground. Sky Woman went through the hole and started falling to the waters below. Oh my goodness, what happened to her? Seriously, what a cliffhanger. Children, you must listen. We will continue. A flock of birds came to her rescue. She landed on their backs. As they tried to bring her back up to Sky World, they quickly realized she was too heavy. As they lowered her down gently, a kind turtle went to her back for her to land on. While she was falling, she grabbed some seeds from the Tree of Life. As she danced on the turtle's back and sprinkled some seeds, the turtle's back grew and grew. Some of these plants included tobacco and strawberry seeds.
Oh my, it's an epic tale. Wait, the turtle's back real? Is that Turtle Island?
Yes, my dear, that is how our land, Turtle Island, came to be. Today it is known as North America.
Lift the top of your mind, put your eyes on the earth, lift your heart to your own
Come on, you need to put your iPad away. We're going to miss so much.
Seriously, I love the story of Sky Woman and Mother Earth. We have so much to be thankful for that Mother Earth provides for us.
I am so glad you all realize how fortunate we are to receive such gifts from Mother Earth. We must always protect her and never take more than we need. We are just back from the annual moose hunt.
As always, the moose we hunted chose us because we hunt with love and respect in our hearts and we share with those in need.
We are so fortunate what the Creator has provided for us.
Yes, we must make sure we always demonstrate ceremony, honor, and respect for what we receive. We must always be thankful and have gratitude.
The tradition of moose hunting has been passed down for generations. It is important that we maintain the balance of our ecosystem and use all the parts of the animals that we hunt.
Is that why we use animal skin to create our clothing?
That's right, we use all the parts of the animal we hunt for: food, warmth, clothing, and tools. We must always be thankful.
Shadows growing longer and the moon shines as we dance around the blazing
traditional clothing I see at the Powell every summer.
Yeah, the beautiful totem pole we saw at the museum. Totem poles are a wonderful tradition of our brothers and sisters that are here. Did you know that totem poles aren't meant to be brought inside? I have always admired these beautiful totem poles. This is not something part of our tradition.
It's true. Can you tell us a bit more about the totem pole tradition?
Yes, of course. It will be a pleasure. A totem pole is usually read from the bottom up, with the bottom being the position of the most importance.
Yes, the bottom symbol is the most visible and prominent, so therefore the most important.
That makes sense. So what do these beautiful symbols mean? On this totem pole we see a killer whale.
This represents
family since whales raise their children with care. He is also said to protect those who travel far from home.
And what about this one?
The eagle is very important and is known as the master of skies. He's known to have the closest relationship to the Creator. He's said to be the messenger of the Creator.
We use eagle feathers a great deal at home too. I see that you are wearing 4 colors on your clothing. Do they have any special meaning?
As a matter of fact, yes, they do. These are the colors of the medicine wheel. They represent many things: emotion, direction, and all races of humanity. Each people have their own customs, language, and way of life, and we must have respect for all.
That's also interesting.
So exciting. Almost makes you want to dance.
I'd rather just play on my iPad. Come on, man, let's listen.
Speaking of dance, we have so many traditional dances.
The alligator dance. Oh yane ho yene, 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 oh yane ho yene. Yo ho, we hey, yo ho, we hey, yo ho, we hey, yo ho, we hey, yo, yene. Guy away ho, yene, way ho, 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 yene. Guy away ho, yene. Yo ho, we hey, 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 yo, yene. Way gunya, way guya, 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 way gunya, yo, yene. Yo ho, we hey, 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 yo, yene.
Hey, what are these cool rattles, and what was that dance about?
That is the alligator dance, a traditional social dance for the Iroquois. Would you like to try and play the rattle?
Yeah.
Quand le jour se lève, quand le jour se lève, quand le jour se lève, je danse avec lui, je danse avec lui, je danse avec. Quand le jour se lève, quand le
We have such time among our people. Traditions of old are still alive and well today.
There's so much to celebrate. Creation, Mother Earth, Sky Woman, Turtle Island, our songs, music, and dance. Wow!
I must admit, that instrument and dance are pretty cool. Thinking I should jet soon though so I can have some iPad time. All these stories so far have such happy endings. Do you have any stories that don't end so well? Now that can be interesting. Maybe I'll stick around for a while.
Well, let me tell you what happened to our land.
Look at all this beautiful land.
Hey, wait, there's people here. Who are these people?
Hello, do you live here?
Yeah, do you live here? Is this your land? Whoa, slow down. We live here, but the land's not ours. We belong to this land. Our ancestors have been here for thousands of years. We'd like to welcome you. Come over here and we'll show you how we live. When Europeans first came, they had much to learn. We taught them how to fish, hunt, and which plants are poisonous and which are medicine. We traded our furs and medicines for items like weapons and spices. Everything seemed to be going well until...
We need to tell the king about all this land. We need to control. This land shall be ours.
Yes, tell the king. This land shall be ours.
Indeed, we need a plan. More of us, less of them.
Slowly over time, the Europeans took our land. We had less and less space and were forced from our homes.
That's awful. How?
Many of us were made to move far north to lands we weren't familiar with. We weren't used to it, and the treacherous winters made it hard to survive. Diseases like smallpox and tuberculosis were brought over from Europe. Sometimes these diseases spread intentionally among our people.
We brought you some supplies.
Thank you very much. Of course, that's right. These will definitely help.
So many of our people are becoming sick.
Wait, do you mean these diseases were given to our people on purpose?
Sadly, yes. That happened in many cases.
Whoa, seriously, that is a terrible ending.
Over time, we worked to get along with settlers. Treaties were signed between our people and the Crown. In these agreements, we agreed to share some of our ancestral land in exchange of various payments and promises. Our grandfathers and grandmothers signed these treaties, not just for themselves, but for 7 generations ahead, including all of you. For our people, these are considered a sacred agreement between nations.
This sounds promising. Negotiating is always helpful for us kids at recess.
It did sound promising at the beginning. However, we've seen many situations where the treaties were forgotten as soon as money and valuable resources came into play.
Good evening, folks. First tonight, we have another tragic story of indigenous treaties being forgotten here in Canada. Recently, South Africa's mining giant De Beers has decided to develop Ontario's first diamond mine in Alaska.
That's right, Anjanette. People in the Athabasca First Nation have held many protests recently as the traditional hunting grounds are being dug up in search of diamonds.
Actually, behind us, you see a picture of one of those protests. The Beers arrived in Alaska just after the news that their elementary school had been contaminated by 150,000 liters of diesel that had leaked into the substructure.
A lack of clean drinking water and proper shelter plagued the community where the Beers have set up shop. The challenges are many for these folks, that's for sure.
So at this point, I'd like to welcome Nina Sigalowitz to the stage. If you could just back up a little bit, Nina, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
I'm very, very honored to be here. I'm very, very moved and touched by all the work that you have done. I have no words because all I can say is continue. Continue, continue, continue. You're making me very proud, and you're giving me a lot of hope for the future. I was invited to share some throat singing with you. Throat singing is something that Inuit women have been doing for thousands of years. It's called Katajak, and it's a competition. Usually it's done by 2 women. And the first woman who laughs is the not winner. I used to say loser, but it's not a nice word. So my friend was like, say not winner instead. So I'm going to give you some demonstrations before I get to sing with all these wonderful, beautiful beings. So I'm going to be doing, throat singing is actually a repertoire of songs that have been passed on from mother to daughter. And it's usually girls, women who do it, and elders. And actually, part of our story, it almost stopped. Because with contact with the church, they told us it was part of the devil. And they forbade us from doing throat singing. And so we went underground. That meant we did it in Keshet, in hiding. And so the elders kept those songs. And when it was safe, the songs came back out. So these are some of the songs. I'll do a mixture, and it's a mixture of the river, of the song, of competition, and the polar bear. So this is the little song.
Our people have experienced great injustices, loss of many years, loss of land, breaking of trees, and spreading of diseases are only a few.
Are there any other losses like these? Were children affected? Children were impacted in many ways. Perhaps one of the most tragic was when they were forced to leave their homes at a young age to go to residential school.
What is a residential school?
Well, let me tell you, this is how it happened.
Thank you, Mother, for these gifts.
We are so thankful for this delicious dinner of elk and vegetables.
This food really is yummy.
Yes, thank you. And what do we have planned for tomorrow? Shall we go to the river? Maybe go fishing and canoeing?
Well, what's wrong? Why do you look sad?
Tomorrow you are both being picked up to go to residential school. We are sad because we won't see you until the salmon returns to the river.
Yes, it is September now, and we won't see you until June.
But why do we have to go?
We miss you so much when we go, but we have no choice. It's a law that makes it so.
All right, little ones, let's go and have story time before bed.
As you can see, parents and children had no choice. They were forced to send their children far away to residential school for many months at a time.
If parents refused to, they could be arrested. Indian agents picked up the children on the reserves and traveled by cattle truck, sometimes hundreds of kilometers from their homes.
This field and that lady look scary.
Don't worry, my Shinchi. We'll be home again soon. Just remember, you can't speak our language or talk to me until we get home.
Can you stay with me?
Boys on this side, girls over here. There are some rules you need to understand while you are here.
You must speak English or French. Boys and girls must never speak to each other, and you will all be given jobs. Boys will garden and do carpentry, girls will cook and clean.
Once you enter, you will receive your new name, your number, and your uniform. This is how you'll be known.
Shinchaku, no, I'll miss you.
You, over here, immediately. You can't follow the rules? It's time for your haircut. At the schools, our children were often mistreated, had little food, and were forced to speak languages they didn't understand. Their long hair was cut, their clothes were changed, and they weren't allowed to speak to their siblings.
It was an attempt to erase our culture. Often, when children went home, they were unrecognizable. They looked and sounded totally different. They prayed in ways their parents had never taught them to. But we are strong people and our culture survived.
Some parents never saw their children again. Many children, some 6,000, died in residential schools. Many parents were never told what happened to their children. Today they are burying unmarked graves cut off from their families.
Everyone, my name is Maria.
My name is Addison. Thank you for coming tonight.
Today I'm going to be explaining a little bit why we wrote our song Stronger Than Gold. We wrote this song in dedication to all the children that suffered in residential schools.
And all the parents that had to say goodbye to their beloved children.
2 years ago, Lieutenant Fur figured out a way for us to fill shoeboxes filled with goodies to give to Indigenous children during the holiday season.
To make them feel loved, cared for, and appreciated. So without further ado, this is Stronger Than Gold.
was taken away from my loved one. Not gonna bring anyone to keep warm. I know sometimes it can be hard, but together we can face it all. Sometimes in the dark road you can feel sad. Don't let it break you down. Don't let it change who you are. Because you're tough, you're bold, you're stronger than gold. I see the light in your eyes, shining so bright. I feel the warmth of your heart, beating so hard. The boxes you receive are from the heart. You're tough, you're bold, you're stronger than gold. I see the light in your eyes, shining so bright. I feel the warmth of your heart, beating so hard. Sing it. The boxes you receive are from the heart. All together now. You're tough, you're bold, you're stronger than gold. I see the light in your eyes, shining so bright. I feel the warmth of your heart, beating so hard. The boxes you receive are from the heart.
Wow, I can't believe that happened to our people. When did the last residential school close in Canada?
It's hard to believe, but the last residential school only closed in 1996.
That wasn't very long ago.
It really wasn't. Our people are still trying to get over what happened and are still living with the many scars created by residential schools.
That's terrible. Did anyone take responsibility or apologize to our people?
Yes, after many years, the government of Canada finally apologized for residential school. Sadly, an apology does not erase the many wrongs that have been done.
You always say that actions speak louder than words. Did the government actually do anything?
Yes, the government started the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. They investigated in Indigenous history and residential schools. The stories of students who gave testament will be archived so future generations can learn from them.
The Commission has created a list of ways Canadians can move forward and start reconciliation with us.
Wow, I can't believe that happened to our people. When did the last residential Wow, we've learned so much of these stories today. We have. I'm really sorry I wasn't very cooperative earlier.
That's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. But why haven't we learned much about this at school?
That's one of the recommendations of the Commission, that our children, Indigenous and non-Indigenous alike, learn about the history of our people and our land.
It's so important that you tell us all this, and it's sad that not many people know what happened.
Luckily, more and more people are finding out about both the positive and dark sides of our history.
It's true. Every single year we see more and more of our non-Indigenous friends coming to celebrate at the powwow.
Speaking of powwow, we have a plan for tonight. I hope you can all come. The dance you're about to see is a mix of traditional dance and hip-hop moves. Like everyone, we are always changing and evolving and adopting new ideas along the way.
storytelling, there is one last lesson you'd like to leave you with.
Perhaps one of the most important of all. It is through you, our youth, that real change can come. Your actions and words can raise awareness and bring together people from all backgrounds.
Just look at this song created by students at St. Wilbrod in Chateauguay. They combine English, French, and Mohawk languages to convey a powerful message of unity, love, and respect for all. I'll achieve if I try my best, I'll give it all
words. I just have to say, like, children, man, they never cease to amaze me. We underestimate kids so often, and the extent of what you can understand and how you can make the world a better place is never ending, and it just pleases my heart. It makes me so proud of you all. That was an amazing show. You did such a good job. So, thank you. Down to a little bit of business. I'd like to invite my amazing student teacher. He's already there. Of course he is. He's always wearing Okay, so as usual, we want to recognize all of the students, and then I have some thank yous to do. So I feel like I can do this in 4 minutes if we save applause to the end, because I know it's getting hot in here. So I'm going to start by thanking the singers. As I said, music brings issues to life, unites people. You really showed that. It was awesome. For the actors, I feel like I should have said at the beginning of the show, and I didn't, that in the background you have like the elders telling the stories to the students. You probably figured it out. And then like the front is sort of that, the story's happening in real time. So playing the part of elders, we had Kira Poeta and Ryan McJanet. As the children, we had Sienna Carson, Ginger and Amber Kabibi, and Jude Kopal. Playing Sky... Thank you so hard, I'm going to tell you. I think you'll thank me in like 5 minutes. Playing Sky Chief and Sky Woman, we had Layla Birdwood and Sam Turnbull. As the Settlers, we had Matthew Driscoll and Adam Sepper. As Mom and Dad, we had Julia Mazzocco and Graham Nelson. As Shishieko and Shinshi, the children, Laura Bland and Logan Morkos. Playing the teachers, we had Chloe Chapu and Abigail Lynette. As the news reporters, that was a new addition this year, the projector was pretty cool. Angelina LeBlanc and Shane Buhouse. As hunters, we had Sabrina Valente, Carolina Brown. Playing the Mohawk Friends, we had Maria Del Tedesco and Taylor Maraca. And as the Haida Friends, we had Jamie Gagliardi and Camila Blanchard. Other Indigenous peoples, we had Thea Zeman, Emmy Legault, Christopher Zogby, Charlotta Brown, Daphne Bergeron, Annalyn Tardy, and Ava Gucci.
Element that we added to our show was the technology piece, and so we actually had a technology club. We put together the PowerPoints, they put together that wonderful green screen part you saw there with the newscast, and so they did all the filming, all the editing, everything really, really impressive. We had Adrian Rhodes, Adam Kamal, Liam Dubé, Charlie Nafto, Ali Robinson, Harrison Carter Hayes, Matthew McComb, Cooper Law, and Cindy Corman. Give it up for the technology club. And the show wouldn't be complete with all of these beautiful murals, all of this wonderful art and props that were created by the Yellen and the Art Club here. We have Sandra Lefebvre, Zachary Sirois, Jack Griffin, Olena Walker, Kristen Osmond, Lucas Zakeo, Lauren Bernard, Anthony Nicholas, Kazette Levitz, Ryan Dalton, Ali Schreier-King, Anna Humes, Sydney Corman, Sarah Wee Renee, Megan Love, Anna Hansen, Dolores Del Tedesco, Eva Belanis, Addison Palfi, Eva Ricciardi, Caitlin Sterling, Alina Diao, Kira Emberg, and Delaney Danovich. Art Club. And lastly, for me, we also want to thank our wonderful soloists for our Dream Child song, our last piece there. Really powerful message to send. And these students worked really hard on their solo parts. They came in during recess, they had extra rehearsals, and they did such a fantastic job. We have soloists, Kazette Levitt, Romeo Amati, Braden Hall, William Finus, Charlotte Bierman, Alina Diao, Jack Kinnenmith, Anthony Campione, Justin Leger, Daphne Bergeron, Ben Pollock, Raphael Bernardi, Annalyn Tardy, and Autumn Philipka Bibi. Soloists for G-Town.
I love how different kids get involved in different ways, like ways that really appeal to you. It makes me excited. So for that beautiful song that they wrote, I just wanted to note, of course, Addison Martin and Maria Del Tedesco for the beautiful composition. And just before we get to thanking some important adults, I'm going to ask the crew to make their way to the stage. You notice some of them jumping on and off the stage. This year we had a manager. That was the first time we tried that. He was fantastic. That was Mr. Joey Walker. If you stay there, people can see you. If you go behind the table, thank you. On lights, we had Liam Bertson, Elena Walker, Jack Griffin, and William Mouflier. Doing the sound and the projection, we had Olivia Bro and Sienna Dunas. And backstage with the amazing Miss Crystal, we had Jessie Dollamore, Christopher Alfonso, and Holly Bjorn. All right, so I just have to say, some people said to me, oh, you know, it's such a big day for you. And I said, no, not really. It's kind of like when you have a team, as big as the team that we have at St. Edmund, nothing feels too big or too difficult. So I'd like to just thank, first of all, our Indigenous partners. It made it so special to have you look at our script, to give us feedback, to make sure it was accurate, to make sure it was true. So what I'd like to do, we have some gifts for you. So I'd like to ask Tom Deerhouse, Lisa Beyer, and Nina Sikalowicz to come just to receive your gifts. As well, thank you so much. It really meant so much to have you all here. Thank you. And she couldn't be here tonight, but Barbara Daigo, our awesome choreographer, was very supportive as well. We also have our partners from McGill, Mindy Carter, Allison Funk, and Ming Huang, who are here tonight. We have the folks from I Love First Peoples who help us with the shoeboxes. They'll be here soon. Jose Lusignan and Ian Spears. They'll be coming later this week or early next week. And then we get to our St. Edmund team. Working with the actors, so many, like just everybody. I should say everybody, but I want to name them. We have Miss Carol, Miss Pina, Miss Steph, Miss Crystal, Miss Macolanda, Madame Carinacci, Miss Janet, Miss Sabrina, Mr. Trevor. Artwork, of course, Madame Guilaine, Miss Edgar, Madame Legault, Miss Marie, Madame Carinacci, Miss Hall, and Miss Sabrina. We have so many student teachers that are awesome, and they all just jumped on board. It's so great. Doing sound, in the back, we have Madame Emma Annette, who is our grade 3 teacher. Thank you for being here tonight for the grade 5 and 6 show. Conducting and technology club, Mr. Trevor. I do want to thank Miss Malawani. She helped us find so many resources and organize. To the PPO and to all of you parents for being so supportive, for helping us take on stage after all the shares. You're always so great. And I was actually thinking, it's cycle 3. I don't even have to tell them what to do. They already know. You're so well trained and so helpful. To Miss Carol and Miss Coleman for giving up the gym for the week. Mr. Stephen, Miss Liz for helping to set up and clean up. And one more thing, you're going to pick up your children in the classrooms after.
Finish the thank yous before we actually give them the instruction. So there is one big thank you we are forgetting. I know that Ms. Jennifer, everything that she does, she puts a little piece of love into everything, as you guys know. But this one, I feel like it took her entire heart and she put it out there for everybody to see. So she does wonderful things, and I had chills, I think, about 20 times during this performance. So thank you, Ms. Jennifer. Thank you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, and thank you for lending me your kids every day. I really appreciate it. Last but not least, our shoe boxes were at 125. Last year we had 208, so we'll try to, for one last push, if anyone wants to send in shoe boxes, feel free. They're welcome in the music room anytime. And again, that was so special, grade 5 and 6. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you guys exit, and then we'll have your parents exit as well. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.